Hello and welcome to Scale Modeling's USS Arizona build. It's the 1/200 scale model manufactured by Trumpeter. And in this video we've completed the wooden decks that have all been put on in the last video. And now we're up to adding all the pieces that I couldn't add before because the deck would have been awkward getting around. And one of those things we're going to do is put in these guns. Now, these are the 5-inch guns that go all the way. There's around here, there's 10 of them. And I've got them all detailed up down here. See one there. They look quite good with the photo etch and everything on them. So they're a little bit tricky to get in. There's a bit of a tight fit, but the trick was to, when you build them, don't glue these. Make sure you can still pivot them up and down on the on here, because that allows you to get the angle as you're putting them in to fit them in there. Now, I was hoping to have these not pointing out over the side of the ship, mainly because I have to put some railings along here, and they're obviously, I mean, it's not a problem, but, and the pictures of the model do show it, them sticking out, but it means putting gaps in the railing. So I wanted to turn them and have them like as if they weren't being used, but it doesn't allow you to do that because the back of here doesn't give you the clearance to turn these. I can turn it that way and a little bit that way, but that's it. Now the other ones down here will be able to come at more of an angle, so it shouldn't interfere with the railing. And as we go this way, probably the same, although I think it may come out across here. These ones I can point in this direction in the unused positions. So I'm going to put all these on now, and we'll come back and have a look how they are once they're all on. One more thing I wanted to mention is a few videos back I mentioned a podcast that I listened to, and I put the link in there. I've just thought I'd mention another one. The Plastic Posse podcast, they have a bi-weekly podcast they put out, and like the other one, they talk about the latest kits. It's not specifically ships at all. In fact, they don't mention ships too often, but a lot of the products they review and talk about, and tools and skills and things like that, relates to any model building. Their podcasts are quite good. They go from an hour and a half up to 2 hours long. Quite good to be listening to in the background while you're building. I'll put a link in the description of this video, and it's worth checking out. You can download these podcasts on any pod listening device you want, and highly recommended. So anyway, we're back in a second. We'll see how this looks with all these 5-inch guns all lined up around it. Okay, welcome back, and we've got the cannons all, 5-inch guns all installed all the way around. Got them positioned how I want them. I did find out that with these ones I was concerned that the railings would be in the way. They're actually high enough that the railings would go under them. They're shooting over the top, so that's a good thing. So everything's glued into place now. All I have to do now is install, I'll just show you part here. So I just need to put this in, connect that onto there, and I'll be able to place the top deck down on over everything there. And yeah, we'll see how we go from there. So I'll be back shortly and we'll have a look at that. Hello, welcome back. I've glued the top deck on here, as you can see. I've decided to leave all the superstructure and everything off that for the moment and focus on the rear of the ship here, as we need to put in a lot of small pieces. So for instance, these hatchways have stairways going down below deck, and you have the option of putting them raised or closed. So as you can see, I've left a couple of them closed here, but this one I've decided to leave open. So I've angled the hatchway up, and I've put the braces in underneath it, and then put the railing around the outside. The railings will go around the outside of the closed ones, of course, as well. But I think that looks good, seeing it open like that. I'm going to do one more open on the other side here. Swing that around a bit. So I'll do one of these also in the open position, and then up at the front of the ship I'll do one or two. There's about 4 stairways up the front to do as well. Now I've got all this, put the life raft on the side of there where it belongs. I've got this painted up. I've put the smokestacks, or these vents, on the side of the building here, which I might be able to get in a bit closer and have a look here. Let me just make an adjustment here. Alright, that's better. So those pipes, they're not hollowed out, so I was going to drill them, but then I thought, no, I'll just do the tops of them black. The stairways here, I've done these platforms with the railings. The tricky one was this stairway going up to this next level. If it was in the position it's supposed to be in, it comes in contact with the railing. So I had to cut the railing to make adjustments so that it would fit the stairway at the right angle. Now, you'll notice that I'm using kit parts for these stairs here and here, because my MK1 detail set didn't include ladders and stairways, which I'm not real happy about. I didn't realize that it wouldn't include those. So I have got some from my aftermarket stuff, but none of them are the right size for this so far. So I've had to go with the kit ones. It is what it is. So yeah, so I'm going to continue on doing all the deck pieces and all the little railings around the entrances to the stairways, and then I'll move up to the front of the ship and do the same thing. It's a bit slow progress at the moment, all these little bits, because I'm forever painting little pieces and then stopping and painting more. As you can see here on the stick here, I've got the hatchways there painted, and I just want to do a section at a time that I'm doing, rather than doing the whole lot for the whole ship, because then I'll end up losing parts. Now the two float planes, I've base coated them. I've given them a second base coat. Today I'll put a clear coat on those, and I'll show you shortly what they look like. And they're ready for the decals. There's not many decals for them. There's only about 1 or 2 for each aircraft. But we'll see how that came out, especially with the canopy, hoping that stayed clear with my blue tack covering it. Yep, so I'll continue on with this. I'll get all this front deck done, and but in the meantime we'll have a look at those 2 aircraft and see how they're going. Okay, back in a short second. Hello, welcome back. We As you can see, I've got the two aircraft here, all painted up and ready to clear coat. You can see I've left the blue tack covering the glass, plastic canopy. It's clear underneath. So I'll leave that on there while I'm clear coating, just in case the clear coat frosts up the glass at all the clear plastic. Now the underside of these aircraft is supposed to be white, so I might have a look at that, and I'll probably hand paint those just to be a little bit more accurate. So yeah, they've come up really nicely. Once the clear coat's on there, the decals can go on. There's not many decals. I think there's only one on both sides of one wing. The propellers are photo etched, so they're already coloured, ready just to go on. I'll continue on with these and also with the rest of the ship, and we'll come back and have a look at the progress. Back in a second. Okay, welcome back. And at the moment, I've finished putting all the pieces on the deck that need to go on. So we'll just have a quick look along the deck here. As you'll see, it's pretty much complete. So we've got everything we need, like all the little railings around the hatchways. I've got a couple open here and there where the stairs go down. All the ladders are in, the vents on the side, all this, everything. Well, what I'm up to now is putting these guns. So these are the 5-inch AA guns that need to go up here. We got 8 to go up. There they are, all built. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place those, glue them all in position, and then we'll start building up superstructure all up in here. So it's going to start really coming together over the course of the next couple of videos. So I'll start putting these together, and then once these are all mounted in place, this is on 39 of the instructions. We've done 40 is already done, which is all the little pieces on the side. 41 will actually be putting up the rear mast, the front foremast, and the funnel. And there's a few bits of stairs, ladders to go underneath the larger mast, which will go up here, and we'll fit all that in. Yeah, it's really coming on. All right, so I'll do that, and we'll come back and have a look at the progress as I go through that. Okay. Hello, welcome back. As you can see, I've got the 5-inch AA guns installed on the top of the deck here. They look really nice up there. It's very strange that the fittings, the way they go into, I should have shown before I stuck them down, but the way they go into the top, the hole is way, way bigger than what the piece is that sits in it. So they just sit there quite loosely until you glue them. I checked if the photo etch part, which was used underneath, is a different size to the plastic part that comes on the sprue. I'll just grab that for a second and show you. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. This is a spare one I built just to get test. But see, underneath where it is there. Now, that's the photo etch that it mounts on that goes into the deck. And that's the original plastic part you don't use. But that, the size of that, the diameter of that is way, way tinier than the holes in the deck. I don't know why that is. I checked through everything, and anyway, it's okay. It's all glued down. They're all glued down solid, so it'll be fine. Yeah, it was a bit of a mystery why those holes in the deck were so much bigger. It's it's almost as though they were going to have those little rubber pieces put in there, and then they would slot inside them so you could turn them around and they don't have to be glued in. That's what it seems like was the original idea. Um, but obviously it didn't come with those parts to do that. So now that I've got that done, on all those guns mounted on there, we're going to move over. That was step 39. We go to step 40. Let me be bright. Yeah, 40 is done, which is all the other structures on here. It's all completed. And then we're on to 41, which is now the superstructure and the mast and the bridge and everything. So what I will do is I'll probably start with the funnel first. Or no, we'll put this mast on here first. After or during this fitting, we'll have to have a look. I'll have a look, see how it works. There's 3 ladders that need to be fitted underneath there. 4, maybe 5. I'll have to check how I'm going to access and fit those. They go under the forebridge of the main tower. But before I do any of that, I've run out of glue. My go-to glue is the Loctite control glue, which is exactly what I want. It's a really watery, thin glue. It's really nice. What happened was I accidentally, when I went the last time to collect more, I picked up this one, which is actually a gel glue, and it's thick. It comes out like a paste. Absolutely useless. Although it was fine for gluing down those guns, because all I needed to do was just glob it all on the bottom of that. It didn't matter. But for tight access and little tiny amounts, you can't use this. It comes out really thick. So I need to go buy some more of my Loctite control glue. That's the control one. So when I come back, I will complete the superstructures on here, and I'll come back and show you as I do each individual piece. Okay, back shortly. And welcome back. It's now got the tower installed on the deck here, as well as the superstructure here. Now the tower went on quite okay. I did have to trim down in the bottom here, as I didn't realize that some of the wood decking was just hanging over the hole where the bottom of the post goes in a fraction, so I just trimmed a little bit off and it slotted in fine. The other points that went into the decking on either side here, I was concerned, but they actually just wiggle around a bit and you feel them drop into their slots inside under the deck, and that went perfectly. So that's all permanently glued in there now. Just come up here a little bit. The superstructure here, I was going to put the funnel in next, smokestack, but then I realized there's a couple of ladders that still need to be installed down under here. So I'm going to do those. This sat down fine. I test fitted it earlier. It's tight fit. I did have to push the legs just a fraction of a millimeter just to make sure they dropped into the slots. But other than that, it's sitting in there nice and firm, and it's now all glued down. So very, very happy with that. So what I'll do now is I'll put on the legs, the stairways that gotta go in under here. I also noticed on the funnel, which I've put away now, there's a section of railing I've completely missed. I don't know how I managed to do that. Let me just grab the funnel. Okay, so on this funnel here, it's all ready to go on and it fits perfectly. But what I didn't realize that this whole platform up here, I don't know how, but I forgot to do the railing for. So I'm going to do that as well, and put that on. Now there's also this section down here that needs railing, but this was a piece that I had real great difficulties finding railing to fit, because it's just so small and narrow that the railing, it's just, I don't have anything made for that. So I'm going to leave that blank. You won't see this because it's going to be right up inside back of the superstructure here, so it's barely going to be viewable. But this top one will be. So I'll definitely do the railing around the outside of that. Okay, so I'll get onto that now, and we'll come back and have a look once I get the funnel sitting on there and in place. Okay, back shortly. Welcome back. I've got the main mast on now and the superstructure all fitted. All went down well. This mast was a little bit tricky. Some of the wood decking was just blocking the hole a little bit, but after a bit of trimming up, it all sat down in there nicely. So that's all sitting up there nice. The smokestack, I've done the railings, they're painted, they're drying. I'll give them an hour to dry properly. I'll fit those, and then I'll put the stack in there. While I'm waiting for that, I have been waiting for that, I'll do some more of the planes. Now the float planes are looking quite good. Look at that. So the canopies turned out as we want, nice and clear. I've got the propeller on there. It's clear coated, it just needs the decals. I've decided I'm not going to paint underneath, I'm just going to leave them as they are. There's a little wire piece that goes across the top of these still to go on. I'll put that on. And that'll be those complete. And yeah, so when we come back, I'll get a wider view of the ship once I get the smokestack on, and then we'll have a look at what needs to be done next. Okay, back shortly. Welcome back. As you can see, we've got the funnel on there now. The railing was fitted. I'll put a picture up of what the railing looks like. You can't see it from this shot here, but it looks much better with the railing. And it's all fitted in there. Again, it went down easy, no problems. That's all that area done now. So we'll call it a video here. In the next video, we move on to the next step, which will be putting all the lifeboats on and the turrets. And the turrets are pretty easy because they just sit there. But the lifeboats need to be put on their racks, and all the braces need to be set up to hold the lifeboats that are all stacked. But that'll be in the next video. So again, thanks for watching. Please, if you have any comments, questions, tips, suggestions, just put them down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and if you're not already subscribing, hit the subscribe button there, notifications, so you'll get notified of when the next video is uploaded. And I'll see you in the next part. Okay, thank you. Bye for now.